up on stream last time, and it was great. It was great.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. But let's not praise my stream yet. Praise this map because it's 75 degrees here, kind of.
Yeah. So. Tiny bit of backstory on this map is, but you may have seen the tweet. It's a 4 season in the making map. It's because in season 1 we had a map. I totally forgot the name, and theme around space, and it was a space, not station, but a launch pad. I think it was Mission Perseverance. And we had rockets and everything, satellites on the ground and big hangars, and so it's actually Mission Perseverance all the way back to another planet called Khoplos.
Ah, that's a cool story actually. Like also that it goes into a different season of the TMFL. So 52 laps are there today, and map is made by Histo. It's also one of the let's say better mappers in this game, yeah, but also not the longest map, but like the scenery is great. The scenery is great. I really like it. Like
it's red.
but the planet also, like there. I'm currently following Voyager here, who also had a very good first race. I mean, I was already talking about him beforehand, but an 8th position at the end, ahead of Danik B, who has received the 3rd place in the last season. Damn, that is a very good debut race by Voyager 006, one of the few players who has beaten all 200 Super Track Master medals on Trackmania Turbo. So the Norwegian is definitely showing us what he is capable of doing. But also Azox, yeah, P10 for him, playing for Team Egon together with Barbos. Doing a great job there as well, setting the fastest lap right now. But just when I say, yeah, well, okay, that's...
Petro's doing Petro's things. It could be a map that suits his style very, very well. Yeah. I think, like, big open turns. I don't think there is a technical section at some point, but small chicane here and there. All the turns are really wide, so it could suit Petro's very, very well once again.
Yeah, I think so as well. Like a NASCAR-ish map, I would say. So not a lot of drifts required, but also a lot of tricky corners. Also this one reminds me of this one corner that we've had in the last race, where it was, maybe you remember that, where Muda got stuck in. When you steer in a bit too early, and then you hit the wall, and just between the... yeah.
It's just the start, like, normal roads have walls around them. And when it come from a flat ground, you kind of have a small ramp from just doing the connection from flat ground to the little wall, and you just can fly on those things. So I think that's what you were talking about, like Murder being stuck on this. But it could be tricky. I really love the theme. I think the road and of Trackmania doesn't feel odd. In the overall scenery, not a lot of really vanilla block from Trackmania, a lot of custom block, but it's definitely gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, that sums it up very nicely. In general, like the first 2 maps, just scenery-wise, are very nice. Of course, the maps are quite simple, but like, well, what should you do? Should you add something spicy to it? Maybe the pit entry is spicy here. I haven't spotted this one yet, but I think sheer racing is better than having some, like maybe random or very unforgiving elements, even though this one part was maybe a bit unforgiving in the previous race because Muda was not the only one getting stuck in there. But what actually does the pit entry look like? I'm gonna check here actually. Camera management.
I think Azox is still on, is in the very end of his lap, so he's still really early on into free practice, so he may not. Okay, I just spotted it just before the last turn. You have on the very left. It's a 90-degree turn into pit lane. So I don't know how Shorty plans to do about it, but yeah, looks doable. It really does depend when does the 130 kilometers limit.
Very late
is actually, yeah.
And also a tricky turn where I can really see people making mistakes if you have low tires here. Like really, I think you can make a mistake there if you're left like 5-6% and you want to go for a slide and your car just feels like a truck, you know. But a quite long pit entry, yeah. And
yeah, long pit entry. But where is the 130 limits? Is it like in like I think the overall turn
is still
yeah, it's just before the straight, just
true,
before the
actually.
straight in the pit.
I mean, you go a little bit longer distance, but yeah, it's not too much. It's like 2 blocks.
You still have to brake quite a lot. You still have to brake quite a lot. It's you have a small chicane. You could drift it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could drift it. But yeah, it's you don't want to be too risky because this is a massive penalty if you get that 10 second. Because you are going to sit straight 10 seconds before even refueling and changing tires.
Yeah, 10 seconds of a penalty is quite a lot, but what is also quite a lot is the jump that Nano has made in the previous step, because we have 5 new players in the first season. There's Nano, there's also Amaterasu who has made it, yeah, and
Lars probably.
Lars?
No, I was
no, Lars was already. He did a 20.
Lars was Division 2.
Was he Div 2?
Yes, he was. I have the results of the race.
Wow, what? Okay, then Lars was first.
It is,
okay.
So we have Bisaker, Azox, Lars, Amaterasu, and we have so many players, right?
Wait, Azox was
we
also
have Nano. We have there is so many players from Div 2 that we have. Like Bisaker, Azox, Lars, Amaterasu, Seb, Racerlight, Nyaruko, Nano, and if we may have DG Roffy. I may have spotted his name, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I think it probably is 8th player being promoted to Div 1.
That's actually quite a lot. I mean, right now we have 43 players on the server. I hope that more will show up as we see... Wait, where's Ama? I haven't spotted Ama yet, actually.
Amaterasu. I don't know.
Not sure if I think he's still sleeping.
Yeah.
But we have Lars on P20. Yeah, one of the players that was actually coming from a multi-style environment, and with Trackmania 2020 he has really started to play a lot of stadium, and he has improved so much. I would say one of the best fast learners in the game, and also a very fast player. He's becoming faster and faster every month. So also a player that we can definitely look out for, not maybe for the TMGL side, but he can make some damage, and if he's motivated, he can make something happen. But of course, he is also here to play the Trackmania Formula League. Good fast learner, as I said, but he is right now only on P20. Voyager's leading ahead of Patros, and then we have also Moppel behind Dexter, Danik B, Nano, Wingo Bear, Sensei, Barbos, and Yosh. But of course, I'm quickly explaining the formats, because free practice means that players only will discover the map, and then we have qualifying and the actual race after this. But we will jump into that one in a second. But this is of course only for the players to get to know the map. Oh, this turn, damn.
You were on Voyager, right?
Yeah, I was.
Jumped on it, big crash.
That was quite...
He's low on tires, especially. So it's really quite tricky to decelerate, and if he has brake, like, yeah, I think the car just wasn't willing to lose speed and change direction.
Yeah, it's very hard to control the car if you're at low tires. But, I mean, also good for him that he's not instantly going to the pit stop to see how the map behaves, because now he's at the 24% threshold, or just below the 30%, where the car is just, yeah, very hard to control. But as I said, Voyager is a player who is really capable of learning things fast as well. I mean, he played some knockouts as well back then in Trackmania United and all of that, and he's a master of all environments, so he's very, very quick to pick up new things in the game. So very good advantage. And also if there's rain, I mean, the percentile is only 5%, but it could happen, yeah?
I think we could, like, so I had a check on the I would say patch notes of the entire mode, where they explain what may happen and what change do we have. So just for clarification, we have new how to say, weather scenarios. So we weren't sure last time about like even snow or something like this. So we have new scenarios about, and we have fog. I don't think we are going to have fog. We have snow and thunderstorm.
Thunderstorm could happen.
Could. I would love to see a sandstorm.
Oh, I was also thinking about that.
Yeah, I was thinking about a sandstorm. Would be hilarious. Low visibility, like basically act as a fog, and no wind, because like so hard to have a real impact with wind. But yeah, just low visibility would be great on this map.
I think so as well. That was the first thing I thought about when you were talking about different weather scenarios, that we could maybe have like not fog in this way, but a sandstorm where you can just not see the first turn properly or something like that. So that would be very nice, but I'm not sure about that because there's not too much
very
sand.
Unlikely.
I mean, if you take a look onto the... I mean, okay, the surrounding, you can consider this as a desert, you know, but I don't know, maybe a red fog over there that displays a sandstorm, I don't know, something like that, but, well, we know. I mean, it's 5%, so it's only theory crafting here. It could happen, of course. Maybe the butterfly effect is kicking in, but we don't know it. So, but as you said, it's a fast-paced map, and a map that probably someone like Patrose suits very well. Not too many corners where you can full die. Maybe this one corner where it was Voyager who was crashing there, but other than that, quite open map. Maybe you can clip someone at the beginning or at some triangles from the checkpoint. But other than that, it is
the curbs as well. I really don't know. It's most of the curbs are the big ones are custom blocks. So you never know. Sometimes with custom blocks, you have vertices or a strange edge, and you suddenly go flying for whatever reason. So it could be strange. I would expect that they have been checked. For the most part, we had in season 1 like a map just like this, which is in fact the lobby map for this season, where the curbs were really strange, and the car would behave strangely on those curbs. So I think most of them are fixed and quite flat to the ground. But yeah, you never know. Free custom blocks sometimes could be really tricky. Yeah, they are really flat.
Yeah, true. I mean, it can be very unforgiving, but so you mean the entry point of the different road scenarios, or what do you mean with the curbs in this case?
Curbs, like look at last turn just before pit entry. The red and white stripe.
Okay. That's what you mean. Yeah. Okay. Never. Yes. I was somewhere else, but yeah, I think they will not have a bug or something. But Scraken was.
No, they are flat.
Yeah, they're flat. Okay. I mean, maybe a bit off leveled, but just a tiny bit, so you cannot fly off of that. I also have seen how Dexter was doing the pit entry. It was quite fast, but it was Patrose who won race 1, not Wosal. Wosal got a 10-second penalty. Because he was doing an intentional wallbang. Dexter also has overtaken Wosal, and Wosal is now on P number 3 in the total ranking. If you want to see the total ranking, Trackmania-Formula-League.com, and there you have everything. We still have 6 minutes left of full practice, and 44 players are currently playing. J-Sack, Seb, Koda, Neil. Then there's also Freezer, Kaku, Chris, Dazzle, Tom, Joey Astronaut, Dan, Full Speed Goat, Shumi, Krakus, Razorlight, Nirauko, Peking Enter, Wall, Speedy, Shorty, Claudio, Berserker, Wingo Bear, Asterich also playing, Josh, Nano still on P19, Heath, Beta Toast, Nico, Nugget, Dennis, Nobody, Valsky, Katusu, who is some name with P, I always forget it. Azox, Lars on P9, Danik B, Barbos, Moppel, Volsal, Patrose, Sensei, Voyager, and Dexter. And who are already missing, I can say, are Marius and also Amaterasu. They are not playing.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate, especially for Marius. You really love the guy. Incredible driver, and yeah, it's always a bit sad to not see Marius. He could drive well as well on this track. I think it will be a track where tires are not going to be as important as the fuel.
I think so as well.
And so Marius would be like a real contender, I think. Sometimes he lacks a bit of speed just because he saves so much fuel, but yeah, it's really true. Sometimes he saves a bit too much on fuel, and you would like him to like just be greedy on fuel, just be aggressive. But yeah, I think it's more like personality rather than like just optimizing everything. But it's always cool to see this guy performing in TMFL.
Yeah, but I mean, Marius is not only saving fuel; he's saving in general. So it's it's great to see that Marius is the safe meister of the community. But no, Trilux is not in Div 1. He is on P53 right now, as well as Ruffy, who is on P51. So they can make it with an okay race in Div 2. They will promote into the division because they're only missing out on 2 or 3 points to the others. And of course we have players not playing, so that's it, and that's how it goes. So it's still very, very active, and I would say vivid when it comes to promotion and demotion. We will see maybe even 6 to 8 players again in Div 1 next time.
Yeah, it's like especially first race, like there is a coefficient, a constant where between Division 1 and Division 2, if you were to score the same amount of points, like same qualifying place, same place on the race, plus fastest lap, let's say, you would have I think it's a 55-point gap between Div 1 and Div 2 just to reward someone just playing in Div 1. So if you have,
it's 50 points,
especially,
actually.
Yeah, 50, alright.
Yeah.
So it's a 50-point gap. So if you have, especially for first race, a better performance than like you score more than 50 points in the race with the qualifying and everything, I think you're good for the promotion, especially for first race. I think race 2 we have some delta growing between the players. It's really close to for now on the very limit. But yeah, those gaps are going to widen. We could expect 5 to 4 players promoting next race, especially because we have missing players. But yeah, I do agree with you. Promotion, great thing, especially at the very beginning of the season. Then you start like have less and less promotion, and it's less meaningful because you can't really compete in the overall driver ranking because you just got promoted from Div 2.
Yeah, that's correct. Dude, look how close the times actually are. I mean, everyone is driving a sub 51 time. I think we're gonna see a close race. Top 10 is below 51 here, and 50.99, and Wosal is on P1, only 0.4 ahead. But also the factor that at some point, so the 16th place in the race gets 35 points, and then 17th to 49th minus 1 point. So if you just continue mathematics here, and you just know that for top 40, you're not really getting too many points out of that, you know, maybe like 10 points or something. And if you then were to score 60 points, or just getting P8 on Div 2, and also maybe get yourself 6th place in qualifying, you're already scoring more points than the person in Div 1, even though they have made it into Div 1. So of course it's maybe also be a bit easier to score points there, because here you have the stack placements, you have Vosal, Dexter, and all of those players playing around. But of course there's also a cast for Div 2. I think Knush is doing it. I'm not sure if he's doing it today. So you can also check that out.
I don't know.
Yeah, I also certainly don't know.
We have a French cast for the first time, for the first season in Division 1, which is great. which is great.
Okay, that's actually super nice. So you can also check that out, guys. But we have concluded with a free practice session, and now the qualifying will start. Qualifying means that players will play 2 laps, so 1 flying lap, and the best lap counts. The top 13 is getting the most amount of points, and also the position in the qualifying will determine on what position you start.
On the grid, yeah. Are you alright?
Yeah, I just had to...
Cool.
Hopefully you didn't hear it, I muted myself.
No, don't worry.
Okay.
No worries.
So, let's take a look.
Just as to explain, position on the grid. Doesn't really matter that much, but yeah, it's just cool to see. And you love to get the first points.
And pole position is always nice to have, you know, for the momentum. So Gattuso only with P15. Shodi 14th. Shumi then picking Enter with a good 12th position. Danik B, Azox, Lars, Sensei, Patrose, Asterich, Voyager, Moppel, Dexter, Wolfset, and Barbos winning here with a 57.2. So very close times there. But good luck to the players. They're also the sponsored here from the Trackmania Formula League. And let's go ahead and let every player join in. But what do you think, guys? Maybe the chat, your chat and also my chat. Who is going to win race number 2?
That's a tricky question. That it's really a tricky question. Like, you never know. You could wall bang and lose some places. So no. To be fair, I think just probably Patrols, maybe Dexter.
Boring.
Yeah, I know. Let's go for Dexter. It has been a long time. I think season 2 was his last win.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say Dexter. I would love Dexter to get the win. It could be a race as well that suits him quite well. He's really fast. Doesn't really like technical sections as much as wide open turns. But yeah, Dexter could get a good result. He's definitely fast. But he's prone to errors sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I think so as well. Dexter is quite inconsistent, so Danik B waits a bit here, also all the others. So we have actually 2 groups of people. And I'm just gonna follow Wingo Beer. I think he's a good POV to do, but of course that's very chaotic. So you cannot really cast that one, or to see if someone makes a mistake. I actually go for Barbos this race. Barbos will take it. Even though...
Good pick. He just won free practice, so it's a bit safe, but no.
That doesn't mean anything, actually.
Yeah.
But I think Barbos has a good chance. He's very fast, and also when it comes to pace. I also wanted to go for Dexter, but I think Barbos would have the upper hand today. Or maybe someone like, I don't know, who's able to win? The most consistent player, of course. Then we have Wingo Bear, who could also make some damage, but he's always like someone who's like in the top 10 or top 15 in a good race.
He's going to have a good result, but nowhere near win contention.
Okay, but yeah, Barbos takes the first lap here. Who's there? Katusu.
Does improve.
Is there?
Bubble sector. Oh no, Barbos.
Barbos did.
Yeah, first lap he's going to count. Will be his best lap, unfortunately. I hope so, at least.
Unfortunately, maybe he can get something with the other lap, but I don't think so, because 57. We have seen better times. I'm currently following Nico, who gets overtaken.
Asari is leading the pack. Will be the first one to cross the finish line. He has 2 purple sector, 2 orange. The rest is green. So green means you improve, purple you're the best on the sector, and orange you do not improve. And Asari puts the Danik B.
Okay.
Third place. Damn.
Okay. Voyager.
I like this.
Okay, guys, calm down. So who do we have? I have Moppel here. Moppel with a mistake though. Nano finished. Patrose is there. Let's follow Patrose here. What time will he do? Okay, not looking too bad. Oh, good clearance of the turn there. Patrose could maybe get into the top 3, or maybe even faster than that. But Voyager right now in first. Love to see that. Also wanted to mention him, but I think he's missing out on the pace. But just when I say that, he's getting first position. So that's quite funny.
Dexter for P2. Where is Patrose?
What position?
P2 for Patrose. Voyager will be P1. except if Chris goes for a good time.
A bit conservative turn there. This turn will probably make it or break it. Also there, because you have to go so inside to the limitation of the block.
Feels slow. Oh, has to release. Unfortunately, still up on his best time by nearly a second. He does feel slow though.
Yeah, he almost got overtaken there as well. Unfortunately.
Chris, that's a P24. Unfortunately, the last sector wasn't really great for Pacific Chris.
Yeah, so the first amount of points are going to Shorty, Nico, Speedy, then Volsky, Wingo Bear, Josh, Sensei, Wolsal, Asserich, Danik B, Dexter, Patrose, and Voyager taking plus 20. Very nice, Voyager. So 20 points to Norway. Patrose on second place, 0.10 behind. But look at that, 6,000 of a second between Patrose and Dexter there. And also very close between Danik B and Asserich, also 6,000 of a second there. So very close race, and I also expect a close race here. And it will be a pit stop for the few.
Yeah, most likely you don't drift as much as in race 1. So yeah. Once again, our sponsors, Meepick, ClipProd, and SimStaff, which has allowed TMFL to get a 1K cash prize.
That's a lot.
Which that's a lot. I don't know the split up between first place to third.
1,000 euro for the casters.
Yeah. Yeah. I like this. No. Better for the players.
Yeah, I agree with that. Of course, we're doing that voluntarily here, but I do it because I really love this game and it's just great, and also a pleasure for me and an honor to cast together with you. It's just a lot of fun. I really like this format. It's still my favorite kind of event in Trackmania. Just great to see that, even though I'm not really a Formula 1 enthusiast. But I like the Trackmania Formula League.
Yeah, I think it's just like a breeze of fresh air, right?
Yeah.
On Trackmania, you don't have like the mental thing of learning the best track possible. Like you have 1 week to learn a track. You have no training. It's really casual. It's really open to casual, right? It's 1 hour and a half on Sunday. If you don't have anything, why not pop up for Trackmania Formula League, and you just have 1 hour and a half of pure racing. It could be mental just because you have to be consistent. You're still driving the same track 52 times for today, I think.
Yeah, or 52 or 53 it was, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so it's still a bit mental just because you have to keep consistency, but it's like you have less pressure, I think, especially in lower division. Div 1, you still have to be quite, like, you have your engineer, like your race strategist, and yeah, so yeah, Div 1 a bit more mental, probably all the way to Div 3 and 4, where you could still hope to get a promotion quite quickly to Div 1 and try to compete for the... But yeah, other than that, it's quite chill as a gameplay.
You know what would be very interesting? To see 1 week of practice on the map, to see how the race would develop then, you know? That would be quite kind of cool. You know, that you have like, okay, maybe off season, after the season, you have like 50 players who will practice for the race, open slots, you know, but you have to ensure that you're practicing, or like just put in some hours into that, maybe like 1 or 2 hours, and then you have a race. That would be great, actually.
Yeah, I think like also the fastest lap would be really different as well. Like we could compare, like, say all the map from season 1 to 3 have been released, and we have a open collection on the group, I think. So it would be cool to compare like the fastest lap of a map during a race and during the the overall world record for on this particular map after being tried out by some players. But I do agree with you. 1 week of practice on the map would be great.
Would be just very interesting to see. As we are starting with the race, 52 laps, you were right with that. So maybe we have something like 11, and then all the way 10 to the ending as sort of pit stops. But we're gonna see that, also the fuel consumption and stuff like that. As we are starting with the race, we have Wingo Bear, who is on P8 right now, and definitely a good POV to follow here. Patrosa leading, Sensei falling behind, Voyager as well, even though he had the pole position, taking it a bit more conservatively here. Also this turn, players decide to not go for a drift, only here, and I'm not sure what is a hitbox here and what not, and if the other inside of that is maybe road or dirt, that you not really lose too much speed of that. But look at that, good line from Wingo Bay here right now on P number 6 by the looks of it. Dexter in the lead, Asterich, Voyager, Wopsal and Danik B ahead of him. So a good first lap from the players, top 4 very close together.
Yeah, we have a tiny gap. Patros has fallen down the order a bit, and look at who is leading. Dexter goes for the fastest lap. It's still a 55, but we are going to beat that right away on lap number 2. But yeah, great start. Quite compact. We have tiny gaps here and there, but nothing really major. You still have like you touch a wall, you clip a wheel or something like this, and you lose a lot of speed, and you suddenly top 10, top 20. So it's still, the win is still for anyone's to grab. Really early on to talk about this, but yeah, nearly 20% fuel being consumed. So yeah, I do agree with you that 10 laps, the 10 lappers, it's a good strategy. 10 and maybe an 11 one.
Dude, what was that Dexter line? Like, Jesus Christ. Also, Asterich had a different line, actually, over this course of the map. Here after this part, I'm just gonna spectate him. But, well, I think we were kind of wrong, because look at the tire consumption. 78%, liters are 81. And he had a different turn here, he went a bit more inside, but not catching up to Dexter, who's leading. Asterich with a great performance, and well, what a fast-paced map that is. It's the complete opposite of the qualifying, as Dexter is risking so much. What is this guy doing, man? Stop, Dexter. And that's why...
This turn, those turns use a lot of tires. Asterich with the mistake, unfortunately, was on P2.
And Sensei on P3, also good performance. But, dude, Dexter will die with those lines. If he doesn't make a mistake,
yeah.
Dude. Come on, this would be great. Okay, Barwa, look at that. My pick.
He's mental.
My pick, guys. My pick, LuckersTurbo cheer. My pick, P8. P7 right now.
That's the double-edged sword, right? with Dexter. He's so fast, he's so greedy on his lines, where he gains a lot of times, but when he does a mistake, it's generally detrimental for the entire race and tends to lose.
Yep.
Places.
Definitely. So Barbos on P6 right now. And yeah, I'm not gonna follow Dexter. I would just get PTSD from that. I tell you that.
Oh yeah. It's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking. It's so close to the walls. Like plus I think the spectator mode has a lot of delays. I have cars clipping through the ground and flying as well.
Yeah, it's a bit laggy, yeah, really, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a bit laggy. Probably the mode plus the number of players, but it's still alright. You still see the mistakes when they happen. Yep,
and that's what matters at the end. Yeah. So Barbos here with a 5 with Sensei and Azox, Patrosa on P7. Then they're short, but look at the gaps. I mean, Speedy right now on P9, and he's only 5 seconds away from the first place. Make it 4.3 seconds. So everyone's still able to make some damage here, and the race is nowhere near from over, as we are coming a bit closer to the first couple of pit stops that will take place, I would say in lap number 9 even. So I think having a good pit entry, which Patrosa actually had, will be quite good. So maybe he's a good POV to follow, as Asterich has fallen down the line and sets the fastest lap now. He was making that mistake, and of course on a map where you just exceed the 400 km/h, making a mistake where you drop 200 is just detrimental.
So look at the tire consumption of Khoplos. It's well in line with the fuel.
Yeah.
So it's not as aggressive as the others, which means that below that 30% mark, you know, your car start to behave differently, and you start to lose quite a lot of time. So the amount of the delta with low red tires, they go from yellow, orange, and red. Red tires, you generally lose 1 second per lap that you are doing. So Khoplos may have a great strategy once again, just not using as much of his tires as he could have, because like you see everyone, Dexter, practically same laps, 3-second gap is already at the 37% mark on his tires, and whereas Khoplos, there is a 10% gap between Khoplos tires and Dexter's tires, so it's quite a lot in terms of gaps between those two drivers.
Yeah, good spot there actually. I mean 14% of tires, let's make it 10% give or take, because he still has to travel the distance, the 3 seconds. But I mean it's not a lot, so let's take 13%. It's a lot actually. It's 1 or maybe even 2 laps if you drive a little bit more conservatively. And Patrosen are up to P number 3, overtaking Danik B. Only 3 seconds behind. Will it be again the case that Patrose is winning because of a better engineer? Damn, I think so, because like what lap will he pit in? Probably lap 10, 11, and Dexter has to pit, yeah, already, or not already, but he has to drive more conservatively now and loses all of that time that he has made up with those riskier and driftier lines. So the car now will behave a bit differently. It just feels heavier and more difficult to drive, and you can see that it is melting away here. So let's go with Patrose and follow him and see how much he comes closer towards Dexter and also to Wosile, who's even at lower percentile of tires.
Just knowing Wosile is going to push all the way to the limit, like really red tires, and then he's going to pit when his tires are just going to be dead. But yeah, Dexter really likes to drive with clean tires, so I wouldn't be surprised if he were to pit this lap on lap number 9.
Wosile dead. Wosile making that mistake, and you don't see that too often, and Patrose comes closer towards Dexter here. So let's follow Dexter and see what his pit entry is. If he goes for one in this lap, he can still go for one more, I would say. And also Patrose, maybe he squeezed out lap 11. He could do that. Shumi Skins giving up. Not sure what happened there, unfortunately. I mean, right now we're spotting the race. Dexter in the pits, and Patrose will overtake. And I think Patrose will go for lap 10 and maybe even pit at the end of it, or maybe go for even.
He's good. I think he's going to pit lap 10. Yeah. So I was right for Dexter. Loves to be aggressive with his tires, but love as well to drive with clean tires. And the difference, like the 10% difference between Patrose and Dexter's tires, has allowed Dexter to build all the way to 3-second gap. Then Patrose, when Dexter had really bad tires, ate up this gap to all the way 1 second and took the lead before Dexter actually had to pit. So I think Patrose, like, he has to be nerfed. Like his engineer is really smart. Like the IQ as well. I think from Patrose, like it's still a conversation. I think between he has the feeling of the map, plus he has an engineer. So it's still a great feeling from Patrose, a great IQ for the map. But it's quite impressive to have all those qualities in a single driver.
Yeah, it's very impressive. I mean, lap 11, so he has to go for one last pit stops than the others.
No way.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for Moppel here indeed. Lap 10, and he's giving up. I hope that those were no connection issues.
I think you're going to have some news in the chat.
Yeah.
Probably Moppel come on the stream. And
yeah. So Patrose now going for the pit stop, and he had a very good pit entry. So again, Patrose prepared for this exam the best, guys. I can just tell you this. Patrose did it the best, because now he goes for lap 11, 22, 32, 42, zack. So 4 pit stops for him. Barber's doing the same, so I think we have a race between them. The others do not seem to be any faster than that. Astronaut, not sure what he is doing, but I think he has pitted already. Let me actually check. Did he do so? No, he didn't actually. Okay, interesting.
I think he's just not in the contention.
Okay,
he's
well,
really driving at the back and being conservative on this line. Therefore, he has more fuel than tires. Yeah, more tires than fuel. So yeah, I think it's just like a byproduct of being the last who is pitting. But yeah, he has this moment of glory for a lap or two. He's leading the race.
Yeah, but he can go for lap 13 or like 13, 13, 13. Maybe also one last pit stop than the others. So 3 for him, then we have 4 for the others, and the others have to take 5. Of course, Dexter is right now leading, but he has to clear that discrepancy.
Astronaut TM, going for another lap.
Yeah.
Going for 13. Is he going to coast all the way? Oh, massive mistake. Oh my god.
And also Aserich.
That's... damn. That feels bad for Aserich. A good driver. A really good surprise from race 1. But you want to leave a drama? Like, just go spectate astronauts. 3 liters left. Oh, that's going to be tense.
He will make it. He will definitely make it.
Oh yeah. 2 turns left. He's costing a bit.
Lifting
a bit. Yeah, nah. He's good. 1.7.
Yeah, he's more than fine.
Yeah.
So Astronaut pulling the shorty here, I would say, in this race.
Kind of.
Going for the least amount of pit stops as possible. Of course, he already lost a pit stop with that, because the others have taken a pit stop, and Dexter is in the lead and has overtaken him, as well as Danik B, so it will not really work out that well for Astronauts here. But always great to see those strategies, as we right now see Patrose again has the best strategy out. Dexter at 54% tires and then 59 liters, and Patrose is having it in a nice balance here, which is great.
Yeah.
And he will go for a pit stop at lap 22. So that will be his next one.
The one thing going in Dexter's way... Oh my god.
What a time.
The one thing going for Dexter's way is that for now he's really aggressive, really bold with his trajectory. And he's actually winning some seconds on Patrose. When Patrose is on the track with good tires, and Dexter as well has good tires and good fuel, Dexter is winning time. So now the gap is 7.2 seconds. But we know that those 7 seconds are not going to hold, because Dexter will fall. His tires are going to degrade, and he's going to start to lose time. But he's building a good amount of gap on Patrose. That's it's quite stable around that 5 to 7 seconds.
Also, Neil Two Wheels, the teammate of Aserich, lagged out as well. That is very unfortunate. So we have actually 4 DNFs already. Shumi, Moppel, Aserich and Neil. So that is very unfortunate there. As, this is not the best Sunday for them, let's say like that. But you were mentioning it, Dexter is just pacing through, 6.5 seconds ahead, having a great race right now, and is again on a very good time. So Dexter could set, look at this average, 50.76 average.
Yeah.
Mad.
That's mental. Considering that you have some laps where you drive quite slow, like below 8/10 to a second slower compared to usual. He's already down 2/10, and just because his tires are starting to be in the orange. So it's will be tricky for now for Dexter. Tiny mistake, touch of wall is going to lose a good amount of time. Shorty may come back on Dexter. Shorty, good placement from Shorty on P2 here.
Yep.
But No time lost by Dexter. Yeah, 2 seconds lost.
And just a little bit he lost there. So Shorty on second place. So the Suffering, as Shorty and Dexter on one team, are doing a great job here. Very nice seeing the Germans, also are friends of mine, doing that very nicely. Danik B playing together with, I think, Lars and also with Marius in a team for Team Duno. Doing a great job. Patrose on a P4, just speeding through here as it's nothing. But you can see the average from from him. Yeah, I mean, okay, Danik being in the pit already quite early, to be honest. Dexter squeezes out one more lap, and let's see how much Patrose will gain from that lap. 7 seconds as was, and also it is Barbos who's on the same strategy as Patrose, and he is right now not too far behind, 6 seconds. So I think Barbos will take P2, and Patrose will win this race today, due to their just very smart strategy.
Dexter is on the roll though.
Yeah, but I think this one pit stop will just be very important. Really?
Yeah. Yes. This one pit stop is going to be really important. But he hasn't lost tremendous amount of time. Like
True,
the
though.
gap stayed at 7 seconds, and Dexter is on extremely low tires, 10%, 12 to be honest. So to be correct. So yeah, Patrose is good. Patrose is good, yes, but Dexter is driving like, but his best race from quite a lot of season.
Yep, I would say so as well, but of course it's Dexter at the end as Katusu, aka Pex, also with the white flag here, which is quite unfortunate. Indeed. So he's also out here as Shorty is about to lap Nano, who's currently on P37. Good line from Shorty there as well. Barbos on third. Now 6 seconds still behind the Patrose. Azox on a fourth heave, but you cannot really tell because the others just have pitted. We will have a clearance right when we have done the last couple of pit stops. Neil and Asa, yeah, Neil, what happened, dude? What happened, Neil? I mean, I was seeing you had a DC. I was spotting that one, but it's quite unfortunate for both of you actually. That feels bad, man. Alright. So, not too much happening. Shorty in the pit. Dexter overtaking here. Danik B 3 seconds behind Dexter, who of course was going for the pit stop already. Danik B has done it a bit earlier. Then there's nobody who has still has to go for his second pit stop. So he will also fall down the line. Wosal on P9, so not the best race for Wosal thus far. Making, I think,
been really quiet.
2 mistakes, so that's unfortunate for him. As I flipped over on the checkpoint, I lost internet. Oh, that's unfortunate for a team of 4 wheels. Ah, damn, dude. But yeah, that's what I was saying. You can flip over a checkpoint and just land the turtle or fly off the map. You know, respawning is not allowed, so you will actually not be able to finish them.
So, Patrose scheduling for pit in 1 lap.
Yeah.
If he continue the trend of 11, 11 and 10.
He should do it like that, yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, he's not gaining a lot of time. Like, if you were to compare the gap between what he had when Dexter just pitted and Patrose was still on the track, it was a 24-second gap.
Yeah. Not 16, yeah.
Now it's only down to 16, so it's 8 seconds being eaten by Dexter. Just because, oh my god, Patrose, no way. Dexter, monster lap, just as Patrose does a massive mistake. That's a feel bad. But yeah, Patrose, he will be able to go for his pit stop, but he has lost a lot of time.
Yeah, also Barbos, I mean, even less tires than him, coming close to the 0% mark. If you're at 0% tires, you will just DNF because the tires will blow up, kind of. You know, it's not possible to drive with 0% tires, so he's at 4%. I hope everything will go good for him because there's still a couple of turns left, but he takes them conservatively. But yes, you were talking about it.
Great entry by Patrose.
Yeah, good entry from both players. But now it is Dexter who was only 10 seconds behind. He was 7 seconds ahead of Patrose and Barbos. Like ahead of Patrose, 7 seconds. And now he will just gain so much out of that. Of course, it is like a pendulum that is swinging and swinging. And the person who pits last usually is the one who is behind, right?
Yeah, it's in a battle between two drivers, the last person who pit is generally the first loser. So it's a nice way to put it. And yeah, but it really depends on how Dexter is driving. Like here, in terms of strategy, I think I agree with you. I really like Patrol's strategy. Like now, it's really down to Dexter. Can he outdrive Patrol's? And to still be in the lead, you still need quite a lot of a gap to between two drivers in order to be safe from a pit stop. But yeah, I don't know. On the track, Patros is not as quick as Dexter. But I really like Patrol's strategy. Really depends. It's still one pit stop more for Dexter. But they will have fresh tires nearly at the same time. It's lap 44 for Patros, lap 45 for Dexter. So relatively the same amount of fuel and tires for the two drivers. So
wait, the thing is, Patrose will now go for 10 lap stint. He will go for lap 42. Yeah. So maybe this one lap where he doesn't have to go for this additional kind of tire consumption will come in handy. But of course, Dexter has gained 10 seconds with that. He was 7 seconds ahead beforehand, and now he's 17 ahead.
Yeah. Patros had a massive mistake as well. Like it's you still have to take this into consideration. Like I think Patros may have lost like 5 seconds by the 5 to probably 2 seconds by doing the mistakes. And yeah, that puts him at a disadvantage. But Dexter is driving extremely risky. So we never know when a mistake may happen.
That's true. That is Dexter in a nutshell. So a mistake can happen. It should not, of course, but Dexter almost doing a sub 50 time. Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you that at 50.01. So we will probably push for that, as he is still increasing his gap towards Patrose.
Khoplos has a great time as well on P2 for fastest lap.
True, a 0.27. So both of our picks are actually the pacemakers on this map. But of course, Barbos, where is he right now? He is on P number 9, yeah. 9. Ahead of Speedy, who is also doing a great race. Let's actually go a bit into the scoreboard, because there's Golden Nugget on P11, Lars, then there's Den on P13, also with a great performance here. The Numalops player, a full speed GOAT, probably the best full speed player out there. Krakus, Danik B on P15, unfortunately. Azox, Heave, Astronaut, Claudio, then there's Shah Dennis, Joey Wall, Razorlight, Tommy, Beta Toast on P26, Josh, Nico, Nobody, Sefikris, Niaruko, Dazzle, Deska on P33, Koda, Berserker, Kaku, Nano on 37th, JSAG, Seb ESU, Freezer, and then we have unfortunately 5 DNFs with Katuso, Neil, Aserich, Amopel, and Shumi. So they are not able to finish this map due to mistakes, the internet issues, or just your tires blown up, but we would have seen that, so we were out all had DNFs.
I was a bit disappointed, but Katusu first race, like great pace overall. I think he snatched fastest lap. He was also pole position, but yeah, the race was not really clean. Some mistakes here and there, and he fell down the order. Unfortunately, bad DNF today. Unfortunately, we don't know. I wasn't there on him when he DNF'd. So yeah, maybe a mistake, probably a DC, a loss of internet or something like this. But yeah, it's a bit unfortunate to see him go out like this.
Things happen like that, you know. If you go too risky, that's just the toll that you take. As we also had a great pit entry here just doing it very nicely and coming a bit closer, so good drift and just 120 kilometers per hour into there. If you exceed the 130 barrier, you will get yourself a penalty, so you have to stand still for 10 seconds in the pit stop, and you're not allowed, or I mean you can move, but then your car will not fuel up already. So that's very unfortunate, but of course that's the rule also in Trackmania Formula League, as well as in real life Formula 1, where you speeding in pit lane. I think it's 80 kilometers per hour there. How much was that actually?
Depends. It does depend. Most of the time it's 80 to 90, and some pit lanes, especially in France, where the pit lane entry is really narrow and quite tricky, and the speed is even lower, and it's around 60 kilometers per hour.
60
it's still
kilometers
really dangerous. It's still really dangerous to be at 60 kilometers per hour on a pit lane.
Yeah, so guys, actually now this is the gap that we are looking onto right now, because Dexter has gone for 3 pit stops and Patrose went for 2. And this will also be the discrepancy for the ending, this 1 pit stop difference. 7.5 seconds is Patrose at, and also Barbos still 2 seconds out of Dexter. So that's the gap that they have to hold and not to lose. Of course, they go for a 10-lap stint now, so it's better for them. So this is the gap. Also Speedy not doing too bad as he goes for a pit stop now. But of course, I mean, I think he will fall down the line a little bit, and he still has to go for 2 more.
He will still be top 10, I think.
Yep. But still loses.
Which is a good place. It's still a good place.
A little bit with that. But also here, Joey with an interesting line there, losing a lot of time. Ringo Bear and Voyager overtaking for that 11th and also 12th position. Shadenis is ahead, also a good race. Wolfsau, then there's Sensei. Heave will pit very soon. Azox, Shorty, Danik B, Dexter, Patrose and Barbos. So look how many Germans there are actually in there. Like Danik B, just surrounded by Germans. Azox, Shorty, Dexter, Barbos and Patrose, all from Germany. And then there's Danik B with a great race though.
Barbos is being eaten alive by Dexter. He's right on his rear wheels. My god, the 0.2 difference, 0.2 of a second difference. Yeah, between the two, and Dexter will, be in front right now. Next checkpoint. That's a... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel good for Barbos. You said Patros, Barbos, Dexter, right? Your podium.
Yeah, but now it's Patros, Dexter, Barbos, yeah.
Yeah, I think Dexter has it. Given no mistakes, if he continues like this, Dexter has the win.
I don't think so, because Patros only lost 1 second now. He only lost, 1.5 seconds towards Dexter. I think it will be a very close race. So I think
it will be. Yeah.
So both had, it was 7 seconds between them, and Patrose now only lost 2 seconds in this kind of situation. Barbos is struggling a lot with not drifting as much as Patrose, so that is one of the things why Barbos will actually only make it to P3, or like even falls down the line a bit more. Maybe Shorty can overtake him.
No, he's good. I don't feel like Shorty. I just still on very bold strat.
Oh, what?
And yeah, you saw that as well. Yeah, I don't know who was it. I really hope like he has enough fuel. I think he does.
It will be the next person.
But as you said, Patros on 32 goes for the pit.
Okay, so very interesting race. Also, you know, he can gain some time there. Dexter now leading. Barbos also into the pit stop, but he lost a lot of time towards that. You know, he still has to stand still here and will exit the pit any moment like that. Actually, he lost a lot of time by standing still. This last tick, you can already start racing. So Barbos will have a full tank of fuel in this round, and even more than that. He would have had like 110 liters, but of course better safe than sorry. Dexter, Shorty in P1 and 2, Danik B ahead of Sensei and Wosal, who didn't really get a good race.
No, like it's still a solid race. I think, like in terms of results, sitting P5, But yeah, it's not really his type of race, I think. Like, it's really flat, not really a lot of angles to attack on the corners. It's not really tire heavy track as well. And Wosai really love to push his tires. Yeah, I think like maybe not the best day for Wosai. It tends to happen as well. But compared to last season, like, yeah, it's a very bad race. Like last season, Wosai took every podium possible. Like no bad result from Wosai. Like no race without a podium.
And now he's
insane.
And now he started with a third position. Of course, now he comes closer. He's just attacking Danik B, who's on 16% tires. So Wosai with a great performance, and Danik B probably is gonna go into the pit stop very soon, as he's at 15%, and racing with that would be kind of unfortunate. Actually, not going for the drift there, which is also very risky, and goes very conservatively into the pit entry. So losing, I would say, 1 to 2 seconds with that. And there we go, Danik B standing still, not getting a penalty. Shorty 15 seconds behind Dexter. So there you can see the sheer pace of that man. Average from Shorty is 50.74, but if you think it's good, well then look onto... Wait, no, that was the average from Dexter. I think Shorty, it still needs some time to load. I was like, dude, that's actually a hell of a good average. What average is from Shorty? Will it refresh at some point? Mod check? I hope it will.
I think during at the checkpoints takes a lot of times to refresh sometimes.
Yeah, it doesn't refresh. Maybe in the next lap.
It's 7:49 for Dexter, right? On average.
Yeah, okay. So we have Shorty with an average of 51.3. His best time is a 50.658, and the best time from Shorty is the average from Dexter. Think about that. Think about that for a second, guys.
Yeah.
But now Dexter taking it very conservatively here. Of course, now the crucial situation. Now we're gonna see the real gap again. Patroso, 21 seconds, 19 seconds, coming closer because Dexter has made some sort of mistakes in those kind of sections with low tires. Dexter into the pit, and he has to pit one more time after that, but so have the others. Good pit entry for Dexter though, as well as the one from Patroso, but we will have a very close ending here between them.
Penultimate pit stop for Dexter. On lap 36.
Yeah, and then he has to go for lap 45 or something. It doesn't really matter too much then, but of course he also stands earlier or like not that long in the pit, as Patroso now leads the race as to be expected. But what will the gap be? What will the gap be? This is the...
Oh, I like that. I really love this. That's a 2-second gap.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's really dense.
Yeah, 2.6 seconds.
Really dense. Yeah.
Whew. So 5 laps for Patroso for his next pit stop. We have a good fight going on, guys. That is one of the closer endings of the Trackmania Formula League, because that is the real gap, and maybe Dexter can already overtake with some sheer pace, but of course this risky line will be brutal for him to hold, to be consistent in. But I think Dexter knows what he's doing. Yeah, he's not a beginner, guys. He is an intermediate beginner. Mark cheer. But great race. We have a great race in our hands, as he already laps the 27th player. So they are putting in the effort. But look, Dexter coming closer with every checkpoint here. Having a very good lap again. A good amount of speed over this part as well. Of course, now he needs to tailor himself through those turns as well and not make a mistake in this very important road section that is coming up in a second here after the slide. But this is just the hardest section of the map, you know, that you not crash into this one. Dexter with a great line over that one, and he will get himself another sub 51 time, but that of course is nothing special because his average is a 50.77. This guy is a madman.
Yeah, one thing for Petros, at least for the moment, doesn't really lose that much time. Like, still the gap is around those 2 seconds right from the exit of the pit stop. It was like 2 seconds as well, so it's quite stable for now. Petros does lose some tenths here and there, but in terms of tires, Petros is going to ease in the yellow, so things are going to be bad for Petros in terms of tires. this line will be a lot more conservative, and therefore the time will fail. And then already he has lost nearly 4/10 of a second to Dexter on this lap.
Yeah, that's a lot. Also, Barber's holding strong, to be honest. 2 seconds behind. So a good performance from all the German drivers in the top 3. Of course, Shorty 14 seconds behind, which is also very good. Then there's Volsa, and Volsa looks to have for his skill level or for his performance in the previous season, a weak result with a 5th position. So this could change a lot and could also afford Petroza to just get away from him a little bit in terms of points.
Yeah, but we also know that sometimes Patrols has bad qualifying, and sometimes he has good results. But Rosal can compete for fastest lap, where Patrols I feel like doesn't really compete for fastest lap.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, we have also other pacemakers, you know, Barbos, Dexter with just 0.03 times. Patroza also comes closer here with a 0.33. Then there's Neruko, Aserich also with a great time, but of course you only get something for that fastest lap. So P2 doesn't matter, and if you know that you cannot contest it, why should you go for it even? You know?
Yeah. So gap is back to 2 seconds, even 2.3 seconds. I think Dexter may have touched a wall somewhere. They didn't lose quite a lot of times, or nor speed. But yeah, it's the gap is oscillating between 1.7 and 2.2.
But now Patroza in the danger zone. 29%. Your car behaves different and just harder to control. You can compare it like a truck, you know. And also drifts.
Very heavy.
So it will be very hard to do. So Patroza still has to go for one more lap. And will he stay ahead of Dexter? That's the question, though. That is a nail biter and a half. You know, 1 second, the gap is melting, and I think Dexter will maybe be able to overtake him here, as Patroza will not push it too much. But of course, we don't know, and also Dexter has to still go into that danger zone. If he pits on lap, like just when his tires are low, it would be good. But look at that, Patroza with a mistake, and Dexter on the 1st position. Patroza losing a lot with that, and Dexter now leading the race.
So, like, now, both players still have one pit stop to do. Like, that's the important thing. Like, the fact that Dexter was so close to take advantage of a tiny mistake by Patrols. Like, they still have one pit stop to do each. Dexter will be in the danger zone quite soon, but also Patrols will be in the danger zone at the very last lap. So yeah, it's a few factors that you need to take into consideration. Dexter still have tremendous work to do as well. Like, needs to drive consistently, but at least for now, he knows that his pit stop comes at lap 45. So he has to put less fuel, so less standing time on the pit slot, so less time spent during the pit stop. So the gap, it doesn't really care that much of the gap now between himself and Patrols.
Yeah, it is 25 seconds, and that also comes into play. Maybe Dexter doesn't have the best pit entry compared to Patrols, who had a really good drift into that again. And this 1 second can really matter. And also, if Patrols, will he even be in the lead after that pit stop? That's the question. Will those 25 seconds be enough for him? And to overtake Dexter?
He's going to be close. He's going to be close between the two. I think 24 might be the tiniest limit where you would still keep your place.
Yeah, let's see if he goes for lap 44 or lap 45 pit stop, because then he has also good tires in the next lap. I think he goes for it now, and yes, he's doing so.
I would love 44, yeah. That's a great call by Dexter. Less risky.
Yeah. You
still have the gap that you have from your previous really risky runs.
Let's see how much he goes for.
You have to put less fuel. Oh, 66.
Is
it enough?
No. No, it is not enough.
I don't know.
It is definitely not enough, I think.
Not miscalculation.
I think he will coast or have it for one last lap. So Dexter is leading 5 seconds, but I think he was too greedy there. I think he was too greedy. I'm not so sure about that. 60 liters of fuel. I don't think it is enough. I don't think it's enough. Oh, that.
And now in terms of tires, they are basically equal. Like we know, Patros doesn't use as much tires as Dexter. Like 5 laps, it was like a delta, sorry, of like around 10%. So those tires are going to be used up quite quickly by Dexter.
But yeah, true. I mean, some were saying it. If 66 is not enough, Patrosa also has that. Yeah, it's so true. Wow. But why did we come to this conclusion? Actually, you guys are right. But why was it so wishy-washy for us? I don't know. Maybe because of the tires and something. Yeah. I think it should be enough for Dexter. So of course, casters can also make mistakes. Yeah, you know, this thing happens. And I think it's enough. Actually, it's enough. True. But
we don't have like the average consumption. It would be great to have this. The average consumption of fuel and tires per lap per driver. Yeah,
that would be a very great statistic, just to see maybe just below the name of Patrosa, for example. But 5 seconds for Dexter. Patrosa.
First penalty.
On a second, from Dan. I mean, a full speed player going for a penalty. He went too fast. Usually a good thing to do in full speed, but here it is not Mr. Dan. That's the yellow card, my friend. No, of course, I'm only joking. So Shorty also has overtaken Barbos, who was really struggling with the tires. Yeah, he was really struggling to keep on with that, and
it's still a good gap between Shorty and Barbos. He's not far from Barbos as well.
I'm still very concerned
for that P4. You still concerned for the fuel?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still concerned.
I have the same feeling. Like, I don't know why we thought about like the 66 was not enough for, like, it was still 8 laps, right?
Yeah, I mean, they were going to the lap with 41. Let's see how much they have at the end of the lap. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. 41. So 8. Let's see. They need 8 liters per lap.
They weren't in the red when Patros. I don't remember how much Patros had when he pitted for the first time on lap 11. So yeah, could be enough. Like, could be enough. I don't know.
41. Let's see how much they have when they go into the next lap.
Yeah.
Okay.
33.3 for Dexter.
Yeah, 33 for Patrosa.
Yeah.
It's 8 liters per lap.
Is Dexter improving on his time, right? Dexter is improving on his time. I think. No, never mind. He's down now. He was 300 of a second faster.
Yeah, it would have been cool to see a 49, but I think we might not see it.
We are still a lot faster. I think free practice we went like a 50.2. But yeah, other than that, it's still quite fast by Dexter.
Okay, so Patrosa now
25.
Yeah.
3, I think.
Yeah, so Patrosa now burned 7.5 liters, which is of course 30 liters for 4 laps. So it is fine. It is fine, guys. A good calculation there from the players. And let's go.
Good job. Good job to the chat. Good job to the chat. Where like what the hell are you panicking? It's enough.
Yeah, good job, Monka Tabi. Good job, chat. Good job. Keep it up. Keep it up. So Dexter will probably win the race here. We have 2.5 laps to go, or like a bit less. And this will be one of the first races that Dexter is winning in a long time.
Since season 2. I don't know which race was his last. I could check. I'm gonna check. But yeah. It's been a long time for Dexter.
I mean, it's still not
coming. He was really close. He was really close to a win on first race season 3, but he had that 10-second penalty for his last pit stop, who like destroyed his entire race. And but he was going to win. He was going to win.
Was it the map from H2H that he has won? Wasn't it this one?
I don't know.
I remember the map. But yeah, we have one more lap and Dexter just has to survive. Of course, it's still not safe. He has 29% of tires.
It is.
But one mistake and you are down. So let's follow Dexter for the last lap and see. It's his race to lose. He will take it easy. 8 liters is enough. And let's go ahead and see what he does. Oh, we see one player on the back. Was that Nano actually? I'm not so sure about that.
No, Nano has timeout. Has left.
But there was one player laying on his roof, as I was seeing there. But Dexter will take the second victory, or the victory in the second race here. Very nice to see that from the German driver. And you're right, Dexter has proven himself, has redeemed himself in this race.
Yeah. And
will win ahead of Patrosa, who was going for the strat. But I think the tires were really not so good in those lap 11s that he had to squeeze through. If that was a 50 lapper, I think this would have maybe looked a bit different there. But it is Dexter taking it with the fastest lap as well. GG's to him. Patrosa on second. Shorty gets actually third ahead of Barbos, but he is...
Barbos was my last battle on the racetrack.
Yeah, let's go ahead and...
Bosai is 1 second, less than 1 second behind. There is 2 turns left for Barbos, so Barbos should be able to keep that 4th place here last turn, and onto the straight. Wosai will be P5, a quiet P5 for Wosai. We never really seen him as a potential winner here, unfortunately for the French driver.
Very unfortunately indeed. Azox on P9. Then we have Danik B on P10. The last player didn't get lapped actually. So that is great to see. And then we have also Seb finishing. And we see Dan also. And
no,
okay, it's Bisaker. Okay, it's Bisaker.
Damn, that save feels bad.
That's an F for Bisaker.
How? Yeah, checkpoints. You flipped on the checkpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, good race here. Very nice race.
Indeed.
Dexter winning it, Patrosa on second, Shorty on third, so a very good performance from Suffering. Barbos and Azox also both in the top 10. Wosal on a silent P5 with some mistakes. Sensei on P6. Love to see it. Voyager with a great race as well. And then there's also Danik B on P10. Dennis, Krakus, Valsky, Golden Nugget, Peking Enter, Razorlight, Lars, Speedy and Joey are in the top 20. So that is a great performance from all the players. Also down the line, we see Nano, J-Sack, Berserker, Katusu, aka Pax, Neil, Asrich, Moppel and Shumi skins eliminated. So 8 players were not able to finish the race. Damn.
They still have tiny amounts of points from the qualifying for some of them. But I think Mopel may have had a good qualifying. Aseri definitely had.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a lot of DNF. I think the road are really wide, but those checkpoints, like with the feet planted on the ground, like you definitely fly on those, and. I think it has grabbed quite a lot of players today, those checkpoints, unfortunately.
It is what it is, and 8 players is a lot, more than in the last race. So Berserker not deciding to DNF, so the race will not, he's holding us hostage, but I will just call it a day here. I will just chill a bit. Yep. I still have to prepare a lot of things for the stream later, and also for tomorrow. It will be very busy. So thank you guys so much for watching. Also go ahead and give Mr. Atypick a follow, who was also streaming his POV of the race. So go ahead and do that. Give him a follow, guys, and I will be back at 20 CET with map requests. And thank you very much Atypick for joining.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I'm so glad that Dexter, my pick for today, won, and great race we had, like amazing race, really close, two different strategy, and that we're competing for the win. So yeah, great race. Thank you very much for having me once again, and see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Okay, that was a great race. So it was Dexter indeed winning it. Chad was right. Chad is always right. I'll be back at 8:20 CET, but let me actually check what happened here. We have Curry Luis with the follow, then also Seth Theus, Lazarus, Nexus Fish also with a follow, and then there was Schmidtchen also with 69 bits. Nice. Thank you so much, guys. Check out my new vid in the meantime. Would be great if you can like it and stuff like that.